Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're going deep, literally, into the world of reservoir engineering.
Sounds exciting.
It is. We'll be exploring how experts locate and extract those hidden reserves of oil and gas that, power our world.
Yeah, it's a pretty crucial field, though often overlooked.
Absolutely. So we'll be using insights from Reservoir Engineering Explained, an oil and gas podcast, to guide us. You ready to dive in?
Definitely. Let's go underground.
All right. So first things first. What exactly is reservoir engineering?
In simple terms, it's like solving a giant puzzle, but this puzzle is hidden deep beneath the Earth's surface.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, reservoir engineers are like energy detectives.
Energy detectives, I love it.
Yeah, they use all sorts of data like seismic surveys and, logs and even rock samples to piece together a picture of what's down there.
So like a 3D map of the underground.
Exactly. And from that, they can identify potential oil and gas reservoirs and figure out, how much might be trapped in those rocks.
Okay, so they found a potential reservoir, but how do they know how much they can actually get out? Like, it can't be all of it, right?
Right, you got it. That's where the concept of recovery factor comes in.
Recovery factor.
Yeah. It's kind of like, imagine a sponge, right? You soak it in water.
Okay, got a sponge full of water.
You can squeeze it and get some of that water out, but you'll never get every last drop.
That makes sense.
Same idea with oil and gas reservoirs. Only a portion is actually recoverable.
So the recovery factor is like the percentage you can realistically extract.
Exactly. And it depends on a lot of things, like the type of rock, the properties of the oil or gas itself, and even the extraction methods used.
So how do they actually get the oil and gas out?
Well, some reservoirs have natural pressure, which pushes the oil and gas up on its own.
So they just, tap into that.
Yeah, that's called primary recovery. But when that pressure runs low, things get more interesting.
More interesting. How so?
Well, they have to use techniques like water flooding, basically injecting water into the reservoir to displace the oil and push it towards the production wells.
Wow, injecting water into the earth sounds like it could have some, environmental impacts.
You're absolutely right. Minimizing environmental impact is a huge part of reservoir engineering. It's not just about getting the oil out, it's about doing it responsibly.
So what are they doing to address that?
A lot, actually. They carefully monitor and manage the water they use, making sure it's treated properly before disposal or reuse.
That makes sense.
Plus, there's a growing focus on enhanced oil recovery techniques, things like injecting CO2 into reservoirs.
Oh, interesting. So it can actually help with carbon emissions.
Exactly. It can boost production and help with carbon sequestration at the same time.
That's a win-win. So it sounds like this field is always evolving.
Oh, it definitely is. Always pushing boundaries, embracing new technologies. One really cool area is digitalization and AI.
AI for oil and gas.
Yep. They're using it to analyze huge amounts of data, create super detailed simulations of the reservoir, and optimize those production strategies.
That's incredible. We've talked about finding the reservoirs, estimating reserves, and how they get it out. But how long does it all take?
Yeah, good question. The time it takes to actually recover that oil and gas really varies.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
I mean, some reservoirs might produce for a few decades, while others could go on for a century or more.
Wow, that's a huge range.
It is, and that timeline plays a big role in, energy planning and investment decisions.
Right, that makes sense. So to recap, we've learned that reservoir engineers are basically energy detectives.
Yeah. They're using their knowledge to solve the mysteries of what's underground and make sure we can access those resources.
And do it responsibly, too.
Exactly. And as we move towards a more sustainable energy future, their role is only going to become more important.
Absolutely. We'll need their expertise to balance our reliance on oil and gas while we develop those renewable alternatives.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So there you have it, a glimpse into the fascinating world of reservoir engineering. But I want to leave you with a thought. Think about the bigger picture here. How do these discoveries and advances actually impact your life?
Yeah.
Your energy choices, the future of our planet?
Great questions to consider.
Yeah, plenty to ponder as we wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.